today's video, we're going over what you need to know before you start building a house here in Michigan. So stay tuned.
It's going to be a good one.
Back to the channel, everyone. My name is Kevin Irwin.
And I'm Ross Young.
We're local real estate agents here in the West Michigan area. If this is your very first time to our channel, we go over anything and everything that has to do with living and thriving here in the good old state of Michigan. So if this is your very first time to our channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you guys get notified each time we put a video up. And guys, honestly, we are helping all kinds of people move here to Michigan. So if that's you, or maybe you already live here, the information right here is a direct line to Ross and I, and we are the guys that pick up the phone. As much as we love making these videos, we love helping you guys way more. So make sure you guys reach out. So without further ado, let's jump into the things you guys need to know about building a house here in Michigan.
And ideally, what you guys need to know before you start even thinking about building a house, because there's so many different aspects of building a house in the West Michigan area.
Absolutely. And before we even jump into this, the reason why we're making this video is because of how many people that have moved here and are building new. And it's showing us that we've got to get some information out.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So number one, finding the land or the lot.
Yeah, the first thing you really got to do is give us a call, because we're going to be able to set you up and also kind of know some other properties that might be around that are not even listed. So the first thing you got to do is get a hold of us, because we're going to be able to kind of direct you to an area based on your lifestyle what's going to be the best area for you.
So here in Michigan, it's much different than other states. And the only reason we know this is because we've been helping people do this. You've got to come to a real estate agent here first in Michigan. And here's why. If you don't come to us first to build a brand new house, we will completely get cut out of the deal and you will be on your own.
Yeah.
And the thing is, yes, maybe if you guys know exactly what you're going to build, know exactly what builder, and you're just perfect and you don't need our help, sure, but nobody's like that, so y'all need our help. So, it's important to have us by your side when starting this process.
Right, because we are your local experts in the area. We try really hard to match your lifestyle with the area that you should be looking for land. And in addition to kind of further on what Kevin was saying, there is so much to building a new house, and there's so many legal documents and lien waivers and things like that that's different from state to state, and we know how Michigan works.
Yep, 100%. So let's move on to number two. Now that we found the land, we know where you're going to be. Ross and I have helped you guys narrow down where you're going to be in West Michigan. Now we've got to find a contractor, builder, whoever's going to build the house.
I would really say that number one and number two kind of go hand in hand, because where you're going to build and who you're going to build with, it really comes down to budget. Different builders have different quality builds. Not every builder is a custom home builder. There's a lot of spec home builders here in West Michigan area who build really nice houses, but it might not be up to your speed. But then again, you could be on the total opposite, where you don't need the high-end finishes. You just want 4 walls and a roof. We can also help you with that too.
Depending on what land we find, like let's say we go find 5 acres of vacant land here in Michigan that's just listed by another agent and doesn't have a builder. This is where our local knowledge of all the builders in West Michigan is going to come into play, because we're going to have figured out exactly what you guys want, your lifestyle, who you are, what, size of family, all of that stuff takes into account who we're going to recommend as far as builders go. Then we're going to recommend those builders. We're going to figure out the ones that really fit with you, and then we'll go set up, and then Ross and I will go set up interviews with those builders so we can nail down which one's going to be best for you guys.
So the best experience is just a hypothetical story. Say you want the land. That is the most important part to you. You want at least 5 acres so you can do a homestead. But you only have, say, a $500,000-$600,000 budget. And 5 acres, depending on where you go, depending on your lifestyle, could range anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000. That's going to cut into your home budget. That's going to cut into your finishes. So that's what we mean by we need to kind of match your budget with the builder and also with the land.
Yep, absolutely. There's so much that goes into this, and I think by the end of this video, you guys are just going to want to call us, because there just really is that much. We cannot physically go over everything that happens in this video. Mm-hmm. So, all right, now we've found the land. We have narrowed down to the builder. Now is the fun part.
The fun part.
The fun part of building a house is designing the house. Now, this part is more than likely going to happen with the builder, but this also depends because if we find a custom home builder, more than likely they're going to have a designer, an interior designer that's going to help build the house. They're going to meet with us. We're going to figure out exactly what you guys want. Like, you know, hey, I don't want this wall here. I want it open here. You know, what kind of finishes you want. And then that designer is going to help design that house. You know, we do have some local designers here that we have made relationships with. So we're definitely going to be able to help you guys out with that side. Ross, explain a little bit of the process as far as at some of the builders and the way their design process is.
Yeah, for sure. Now, every builder's going to have their own set of selections. They're going to have certain companies that they like to work with and certain companies or certain brands or whichever you want to have it that they don't exactly use. So that's where matching the builder comes back into play because certain builders are only going to use certain types of finishes. Now, when you go to decide your finishes, it is always best to fly in, drive in, whatever you got to do, but get into town so that you can visually see it because everything looks different in a picture or on video. Doesn't matter how hard we try, everything looks just a little bit different. It could be just a touch shade more brown or more green, and when you see it in person, it's going to be a totally different color than what you see on video. So we always try to recommend that people, especially when we get into the design phase, that you come into town, you pick it out while you're in person.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? We have helped people buy brand new houses without seeing that stuff.
Yep.
And it was a very good experience for them. But I guarantee there's some stuff that they might not have chose over Zoom or over FaceTime because, you know, everybody's been on Zoom lately and it's not that reliable. It's glitchy. Yeah. You can't see it crystal clear like you see our beautiful faces on this 4K camera. You can't see it like that. So, you know, we really, really recommend that you plan to come in, and we'll keep you guys informed of when that is, but plan to come in for at least a day so we can get this knocked out.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys. We found the land. We found the contractor. We've designed the house. Now comes in that part that is the scary part, signing your name.
Yep. Now, depending on the builder that you use, is going to be different loan programs. Now, some builders have all their financing in-house, and some builders you have to get a full-blown construction loan. Now, with a construction loan is different than a mortgage. With a construction loan, you're only paying the interest on the loan, not the actual loan itself. Now, usually there's about 4 draws, which means that the builder's going to go to the bank, whichever bank you have the construction loan. They're going to have the initial draw, usually a second draw, third draw, and fourth draw. And each one of those draws is what they use to pay off say vendors or pay off contractors for the work that's been done or is going to be done.
Another way that we can do this, and some of the builders here in West Michigan, depending on your price point and your budget. Now, if you're in the $1 million range, 100% you guys are going to be doing a construction loan. But if you're in the, I'm just going to say 250 to 650 range, some of the builders here in West Michigan will actually do what's called an end loan product for a new construction home. Now, typically this is going to be builders that have bought like a development, that have a whole bunch of lots that they already own. They've have special things set up with different banks here in West Michigan to be able to offer that to you guys. So that, you know, if you don't have a bunch of extra money and you want to build a brand new house, it's still very, very possible if we pick the builder that's going to allow you guys to do an end loan. This would be just like buying a normal house, a normal pre-owned house, because you're only going to sign on the last mortgage note. You're not going to have payments up until that point.
Yep. And usually with those, you have a deposit at the beginning, and then you have your down payment at the end loan.
Yep.
Now, with a construction loan, you know, kind of go more with that. Like you said, some of the builders have relationships with local credit unions, banks, where you can get as low as 10% down on the house that you want to build, which is huge for a lot of people because other than that, I mean, you're looking at probably 20, 25% down on a construction loan, which a lot of people may not have, especially if they have their equity tied up in their house.
Yeah. And here's where I'm going to dive into this just a little bit more. There is actually companies here in Michigan that have 3% down construction loans.
Wow.
You know, it's not that hard to build a brand new house, guys. And the cool thing about building brand new is you get to pick out your finishes, you get to pick out your wall colors, and you don't have to do it. Right. When you buy a pre-existing house and you go in and you're like, oh, I want to change that, I want to change this, I want to change this, guess who has to do it? You and me. Like, not me, but you guys have to do it. So it is building. We love helping people build new houses. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys can tell. We love this process. We love everything about it. So
When you get to dream with somebody what could be there, it's awesome.
it is.
All right, guys. So these builder contracts can be scary. They can be daunting at times. They can be 20, 40 pages long. And there is so much information in those. It goes over change orders, goes over, say, you're halfway through the build and you want to change the way the railing, what the railing's made out of. You know, I've seen it where they quoted it out for like a half wall, and then all of a sudden, you know, I really like the split rail. For instance, like that, the builder contract is definitely going to outline what it takes to make that change order, how much it's going to cost, if it costs anything, and at what points are you allowed to make those change orders. So that is a huge part of the building process, is going over these contracts and also making sure that what we have explained to the builder is actually in paper form. Other issues that we have run into is in the contract, it shows you have a concrete driveway, and all of a sudden you get there, it's asphalt.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a bit of a price difference between concrete and asphalt. That's where we do the legwork. We go and fight for you guys to make sure that that part is remedied and you get what was signed on the dotted line.
And I do have a story with this because Ross and I have helped quite a few different people build brand new houses. Now, this comes into the importance of having us on your side, because this particular individual did not have us on their side. It did work out for them, but here's the story. So basically, contract was signed. Talked about big contract. There's a lot of stuff in there, you know, because you're building a brand new house. So it's itemized of everything that's going to be in that house. Now, they signed the contract, Kay. When it comes time to start to build, they ended up figuring out that the granite countertops that were in the contract, the builder was not planning on putting in. Hold on, there's more. The vaulted ceilings that were in the contract that the client signed was not going to go in. And then the concrete driveway that was in the contract was not going to go in because the builder didn't expect that stuff to be in there. So basically how this happened was the person that helped them buy this was not really representing them. They were representing the seller, and then the builder took over from there and figured out the screw up. Guess whose pocket that money's coming out of is really the agents. Luckily, in this case, it did work out, but most people are not going to be able to see all of that stuff. I guess the way my clients were at that time, because I wasn't able to represent them for that particular thing. You know, that can happen.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what you're looking at, because it is a ton of stuff and we have studied it, we know what they are, we're going to hold that builder accountable to putting in the house what is in that contract.
Absolutely. It's costing you guys money.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, we found the land. We found the builder. We've designed the house. We've signed all the paperwork. We've got our loans and everything figured out. Now we wait
Yep.
forever. Not really, but usually around 6 to 9 months. If you're building $1 million house, you know, you're going to be into that 12 to 13 month range. Now it's time to wait. Now, here's the cool part. Obviously, you guys found us on YouTube. You know that we like to do videos. We are going to keep you guys more informed than you can even imagine on the build of your house. We'll be going out there. We'll be shooting update videos for you, taking you along the entire process.
Right.
Obviously, this is for the folks that are wanting to build here in Michigan and have not moved here yet. Obviously, if you live here, you're going to be able to drive by your house and watch it get built and watch it get put up.
So building a house is definitely going to be a hurry up and wait process. It's really going to feel like that because there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff to do right in the beginning. You feel like your head's about to fall off, and then all of a sudden it's just, now we started. Now we wait. And trust me, this process may only take, 6 to 12 months, but it's going to feel like forever for a lot of people. And you just got to keep on looking at the end of the road, really,
Right.
because you're going to have a brand new house built that's going to be exactly for you. And especially if you're moving here from out of state, there may be some things that you enjoy from out of state that you want to incorporate into your new house. That's not very common here in Michigan. Like we had some people move here from Arizona and they're like, I really wish you guys start implementing this. And I was like, well, let's check out a new build. And that's the direction we actually went. So there's definitely a lot of options. There's so many different things, so many different areas, so many different pieces of land. Every land is unique, whether you want hills, flatland, farmland, whatever, lakefront. Doesn't matter. We can get you guys set up. We can get you connected, and we're the guys to help you through this process.
Absolutely, guys. If you have any more questions about building a house here or moving here, even if it's a year from now that you're planning on moving here, we want to hear from you guys now. We'd rather get you prepared early than like, hey, Kevin and Ross, I'm going to move there in 3 weeks. Buy me a house. Kind of tough to do. We can still do it because we're rock stars, but it's kind of tough to do. So reach out to us now. Again, here is our information. Again, we are the guys that pick up the phone. We absolutely love talking to you guys, seeing you on Zoom. Whatever you guys have to do, make sure you get a hold of us because we have your back when it comes to making a move here in Michigan.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon.